Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Millicent Walker. First, the news this hour. The Chief of Army Staff has given marching orders to his commanders over Saturday's elections, asking them to deal with anyone who plans to disrupt the process. It's few days to the Saturday rescheduled elections. We feel the pulse around the country to find out if the umpire is ready for the exercise. And the National Peace Committee has called on Nigerians to rise to defend the nation as they go out to vote on Saturday. Welcome everyone to Lunchtime Politics. Now the political news at noon begins with the orders of the Chief of Army Staff, General Tukur Buratai, who is asking the Army to take proactive approach to stop election crimes such as ballot box snatching and violence. General Buratai has directed commanders to deal decisively with anyone caught doing anything that will be inimical to the success of the election. He also warned that there will be no military escorts for any politician, especially retired military officers. The Chief of Army Staff met with his top officers and commanders in Abuja early today. The Army Chief also directed commanders to ensure the restrictions of movement within their commands and also carry out a stop and search such that anyone found culpable should be handed over to the police. He added that should any officer have any doubt as to his or her loyalty to the Nigerian state, such a person has until the 22nd of February to resign. And that may be part of the president's directive that the Chief of Army Staff is effecting, but it has come with series of criticisms, especially from the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party. Now, it's been accusation, counter-accusations in that department, and it's continuing as it held its INEC meeting yesterday, asking President Muhammadu Buhari to withdraw the order to the military to deal ruthlessly with political thugs. Now, the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, raised an alarm that the APC has trained operatives in China to make card readers work faster. The NEC meeting was well attended by party leaders.
Anybody who decides to snatch boxes or lead thugs to disturb it, maybe that's the last lawful action he will take. I really give the military and the police to be ruthless.
The People's Democratic Party's National Executive Council is not taking the president's comments lightly. The reason a National Executive Council meeting is organized.
You must know that before you, there were presidents. And you must know that after you, there will be presidents. And you must know that the order that you have given is a death sentence on all voters of Nigeria. We call on you to retract or rescind that decision and directive.
The PDP's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, insists the military has no role to play in the conduct of democratic elections.
The military, go back and study your constitution, go back and study the Army Act and other subsidiary legislations. You have no role in the conduct of elections whatsoever. Additionally, I call on the Independent National Electoral Commission once again to remain impartial arbiters while ensuring that they conduct credible elections this time around.
We have just discovered that the APC have hired many of their operatives and have taken them to China to be trained. And they have been so trained and they are back. And they are equipped with devices that are meant to slow or fasten our card readers. So if you are in the south-south, southeast, and north-central, you are likely to get your card readers to be slowed by those APC operatives. We have seen the machines, we have interviewed some of those who have gone on this training, and we have passed that information to the campaign council to pass on to you.
The two main parties appear to be arch enemies as elections draw near. This is in spite of the recent peace accord signed by them and other presidential candidates. Chieftains of the PDP vow to resist any form of intimidation at the polls.
What you heard yesterday, that is not the fiber of this country. That is not what this country represents. And we won on Saturday, all Nigerians. It's not just a vote for Atiku Abubakar. It's not a vote for just PDP or our senators, House of Rep. It's a vote for Nigeria. It's a vote for what Nigeria represents. And that is why we must also come out and make that happen on Saturday.
With a few days to the polls, fears may heighten if the polity continues to receive heat from political parties and candidates, a dangerous sign for a country yet to stabilize in its 58 years of independence.
Well, let's take you right now to our correspondent, Kayla Megwa, who is in Abuja. We believe at a briefing about the election postponement with the foreign minister, all about that, with, of course, security as well. Kayla, very good to see you. Talking to you earlier today, you did mention the meeting taking place there in Abuja about the election postponements where Jeffrey Inyama was briefing election missions. What more can you tell us? Foreign missions, I beg your pardon. What more can you tell us about that briefing, and has it ended?
Thank you so much, Millicent. The briefing today was actually to the diplomatic community. So we had a lot of members from the diplomatic community here at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And we're doing a breakdown. Basically, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeffrey Inyama, was doing a breakdown of the reasons for the postponement. The Inspector General of Police was here as well. And one of the commissioners in INEC, Mr. Mohammed Lekki, was also here. They also get time to explain what happened and what the plans are going ahead. Mr. Jeffrey Inyama was very particular about interference in the elections, and he made it very clear that a line has to be drawn between exhorting us as a people about having a free, fair and credible process and actually dictating what the process should be. He made that very clear today. Now, the Inspector General of Police was also very clear about the reason for the postponement of the elections last week, Saturday, saying it had nothing to do with security, but was basically a logistics issue. Then back to the logistics, INEC decided to make it clear that it would take an act of God, really, for the elections not to hold this weekend. He said everything has been put in place. They're going to be sending election materials between today and tomorrow. They're going to be giving us a breakdown, really, of how many PVCs have been collected and how many PVCs are still being quarantined, are going to be quarantined at CBN. So these are some of the things that they talked about today, and the international community was interactive. They had questions and needed clarifications on a few things. I asked them about some of the issues that the PDP raised about INEC and collusion with APC during the elections, and especially one of them that has to do with some smart card reader company that the PDP believes belongs to a senatorial candidate of the APC. And INEC said there was nothing to be afraid of, and said the process was going to be free and fair, and basically assured everyone that they should look forward to the elections this weekend, promising that observers will be protected and it will be free, fair and credible. Back to you, Millicent.
Perhaps I might ask, for the diplomatic community, was there anything in particular? Did they have reservations about any item in particular ahead of the elections on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the major questions they had was INEC's preparedness. They wanted to know, okay, so last week Saturday you were not ready. So what has been done so far? Are the smart card readers, have they been recalibrated? Are the election materials back to the local governments? You know, because when the elections were postponed, they had to take some materials back, and they're sending them back to the local governments. And the INEC representative here, Mr. Mohammed Lekki, was clear to say that between today and tomorrow, every single election material needed will be at the local government areas. He was very clear about that. And they also wanted to know if there were security issues around the country that caused the postponement, and that House, where the Inspector General of Police was clear that the reason for the postponement last week, Saturday, had nothing to do with security issues. It was more a logistics problem, and those logistics, according to INEC, have been sorted out. Millicent.
All right, I'd like to thank you so much, correspondent there in Abuja, Kayla Megwa, with the latest. But the APC is not keeping quiet on some of the allegations. The All Progressives Congress also claims that the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate has earmarked $101 million cash for vote buying. Well, the National Publicity Secretary, Lanre Issa Nilu, claims that the party has information that the money is deployed under the pretense of logistics. He also says several PDP thugs were arrested with card readers and arms during last Saturday's botched election. In the meantime, the national chairman of the party, Adams Oshiomhole, has also been reacting to that INEC meeting of the People's Democratic Party.
I think the article's rejection of that structure shows exposing PDP for what they are, that their plan is to deploy thuggery as to make the election impossible or to reduce voter turnout. Number two, I also listened to him saying that the APC imported, according to him, he alleged that APC imported card readers. I think that is absolutely laughable. And the card readers have been deployed to South-South and Southeast, where the machines are because they are imported from China, so they will not be as efficient as other card readers deployed to other geopolitical zones. Now, the implication of this is that he, assuming without conceding that this allegation is true, it means that Atiku is working hand in hand with the ICT unit in INEC to know the kind of machines that are deployed to where. We, recognizing that INEC is independent, I am not able to determine the kind of cards that INEC, a card reader that INEC is deploying. I'm not in a position to identify where they were imported from. But if Atiku has all of these details, it can only show that Atiku is working hand in glove with people within INEC as to know where machines are imported from, and even the fact that card readers can be properly programmed or they can be programmed otherwise.
Well, let's now join Abuja Studios, where we have the INEC Director on Publicity and Voter Education, Oluwole Osazozi, who will be joining us to talk more about INEC's preparations for Saturday's elections. A lot of people have been wondering and have been asking if INEC is truly ready. But also the Commission, talking about the Electoral Commission, has talked about giving us steps and plans towards the 23rd February date. As you can see there, the first is the completion and confirmation of deployments of materials, which they say is from Monday, the 18th of February. That has passed. A configuration of smart card readers, Sunday, the 17th, Thursday to the 21st of February. That would take place. The receipt and deployment of sensitive materials to local government areas to begin today, 20th, Wednesday, and end on the 21st of February, that's Thursday tomorrow. There's also the refresher training for ad hoc staff, Thursday the 21st of February 2019, and the deployment of personnel to RACs, that's the registration area centers as well, Friday the 22nd of February. Well, he joins us now, Oluwole Osazozi, if we have him. If I might ask our first question, so many comments, in the news. Take, for example, the one coming from the Chief of Army Staff saying that they will be dealing decisively with anyone caught doing anything to tamper with the electoral process. And we've also had several comments, allegations, for example, trained operatives making card readers in China, monies earmarked for vote buying. I know you've been hearing all of the comments, but how does it affect INEC and how does it affect your function for Saturday?
First of all, let me say thank you for having me. Lots of comments are out there. Some of it, I think, are designed to make the Commission lose focus as to its primary responsibility come Saturday the 23rd. So knowing this or having this in mind, the Commission is well focused on delivering on its mandate. So we are not going to be perturbed, we're not going to be distracted by some of those comments, but just to reassure that the process will be free, it will be fair, and it will be credible. I'm not aware of any machines that can slow down or fasten the operational efficiency of the card reader. We're not aware of that, so I cannot comment on that. But to the best of our knowledge, we don't think this thing can be done. We know that signals can be jammed, fair enough, but there are measures being taken against the jamming of signals such that there will be transmission of the basic information from the card.
Yes.
The card reader, so the card reader.
Let's quickly take this break. We'll come back to talking to you and other issues on INEC preparedness. We'll be back, please. Don't go away.